West Ham 2, Arsenal 5. That was good, people. That was good. Arsenal were terrific. Arsenal were absolutely brilliant. Bukayo Saka, how good is he? Like, how good is Bukayo Saka? Jorginho stepping in, playing like that. I did a little segment I kind of spoke about him on AFTV. If you want kind of my deeper thoughts on, this is a match report, if you want my deeper thoughts on Jorginho and why I think he's so brilliant, I sort of touched on that in my fan cam with Laurie on AFTV. But everyone, I thought everyone was sensational. Set pieces again. Look, Arsenal needed to not just start winning games, but doing something that made us, they'd light a fire in our season. And I think this last week of football, from Saturday to Saturday, has certainly done that. 3-0, 5-1, 5-2. Easy to forget that I think we've played 5 away games in our last 6. And now we've got a run of games where we don't leave London. We're now going to be at the Emirates before we go to Fulham. And that's, I think that's a good thing, but let's not sort of dwell on that too much. Arsenal have negotiated a tricky patch, with the international break in the middle of it. Not brilliantly, but they're ending it better. And I do include these away games to West Ham and Sporting in those as well. Look, we took the lead via Gabriel's set piece, but it came at a really timely moment because I actually felt that watching the first sort of minute or two, I thought they were aggressive, West Ham. I thought they were getting into us. And I wasn't sure whether we'd settle because, just to go over the 11 quickly, Jorginho came in for Partey because Partey got a muscle injury. Marino wasn't even in the squad, so you wonder whether Marino would have started with Rice if that had been, if he'd been available. He's got a knee problem. And Trossard came in for Martinez, which I thought was smart. That was the change I wanted to see. So, a couple minutes where West Ham stated their intent by being quite aggressive, quite high in the press, but they didn't really get going whatsoever in the game. I don't think they had their first shot until they scored that goal, which made it 4-1. But Arsenal go 1-0 up. Nicolas Jova and Mikel Arteta doing it again. Another set piece. What I love about these set pieces is the complete range of routines. The difference. This time Gabriel runs near post. It's not the loftiest of crosses. It's actually got a little bit of whip, really, but it's actually quite a slow cross. It's about guiding it into the back of the net. And then I watched... you compare it to the Sporting one, because I watched that back and you go, that's completely different. That was going over the defence as Gabriel crashes the back post. I mean, it's such a cheat code, and the range of approaches we have to these set pieces means that it feels sustainable. How do you stop that? Again, I was saying to Lauren on AFTV, it's a free kick. And what I mean by that, it's not, there's a corner, but as in, you have a free attempt to kick this ball. So when you do that, you get your movement right and you're bigger and faster. There's not a lot the opposition can do. So well done Arsenal for really working on that side of the game and making it a weapon of theirs, because it gives us leads in games, and it certainly did in this game against West Ham, and got us a real foothold in the game too. We're then balling out at this point for another 15 minutes or so before Trossard scores. Saka moves it into Martin Odegaard. Odegaard with a lovely lift into Saka, who's behind, and he's got one of Havertz or Trossard to pick out. Squares it, and Trossard puts it into the back of the net. Arsenal were really sourcing at that point, playing some brilliant football, looking so confident in everything they did, looking like they had ideas, constant movement, rotation, Timber underlapping, overlapping, Odegaard deep in the pockets, running the game, at times running in beyond to stretch the pitch. Saka was popping up here, there and everywhere. Trossard, who, again, I think played this game a little bit like he played the Forest game, with a bit more of a free role. It was just all ticking for Arsenal. Calafiori was okay. I'll see, who got done for the goals? Was it him? Was it Trossard? I can't quite remember. We'll talk about that goal in a sec, actually. But, basically everyone was looking pretty settled in possession. Arsenal looked confident. Then we get the third goal. It's a penalty. Saka wins the penalty running. I think it's Paquetá who brings him down. 3-0. Now, the fourth goal, I love the fourth. It's the one I celebrated the most. Because with a set piece, you're kind of like, okay, this could be a goal. You're kind of ready for it. Then the second goal, we were kind of playing on the edge of the area. Lovely goal. I was just in awe of it. I didn't really have words for it. The third was a penalty. So again, you're kind of thinking this is probably going to be a goal, but you never know. But the way Jorginho wins that ball back, Odegaard gives it to Trossard. And Trossard, left foot, because I think he's predominantly right-footed, but very good with his left, pings it perfectly into the run of Kai Havertz gone in. But we've gone from defending a 3-0 lead, celebrating the third goal, we're into into a defensive shape, to in one pass, we've gone from one end of the pitch, or 2 or 3 passes, we've gone from one end of the pitch to the other. And Havertz is suddenly running at our goal. sort of their goal and then strokes into the back of the net for 4-0. I mean, you 4 it and you think, well, that's the game won. Now, they do make it awkward for us, West Ham, because I said I'd talk about this goal in a little bit more detail. Now, I think the midfield switch off a little bit because Soler's got a lot of time to pick up the ball and run. He doesn't run loads, but he's got enough time to carry, lift his head up and pick up a pass to Wan-Bissaka. Sometimes it's just a great pass. But our back four is kind of in this weird slanted shape where it felt like Calafiori and Trossard hadn't got back in a line or the other side hadn't stepped up. I'm not quite sure. Like I said, sometimes it's just a brilliant pass and a brilliant goal. You know, it was a nice finish from Wan-Bissaka. I don't think you can blame Raya for that. But it's a little bit disappointing. He thought, oh, I think if we're 1-0 up, we don't concede that goal. There was an air of, oh, the game's won, it's fine. That, I'm not going to lie, is a little bit how it felt to me. But anyway, we then concede a free kick, which wasn't a free kick. Anthony Taylor, I think, largely had a good game, spotting the penalties and largely letting the game flow. Really annoyed me that he gave 2 fouls on Paqueta that he absolutely bought through screaming and diving and rolling. And look, every player does it. I'm expecting the referee to be better and not give them. He got conned into 2 free kicks that weren't. And Emerson buries that first one with an unbelievable free kick. Maybe one of the goals of the season. You don't strike a free kick better than that. So it's 4-2. We're all going, oh. But then Arsenal do what they did against Sporting. They responded to, look, 4-0 up and even 4-2. You're still very much expected to win the game. But anxiety can creep in. Certainly does to us as fans. And it could have at Sporting as well when we were 3-0 up and it went to 3-1. Arsenal responded well. Had a couple of set pieces, a little bit of territory. Suddenly, from another corner, Fabianski punches through Gabriel. Was that a red card for you guys? Let me know. Was that a red card? For me, it's a yellow. But I mean, the people who think it's a red card, Laurie, I think Shoroy said it could have been. They make a compelling argument. But I think the yellow is just about right. Other than that, you know, I loved seeing Saka and Havertz get stuck in a few times. That, you know, what was that little moment with Emerson, I think, when he was sort of kicking out a little bit at Timber and Saka was in there to defend him. There's a moment where, yeah, when Gabriel won the penalty, I think it was, who was it? I think it was Souček tried to pick up Gabriel after he'd been, like, just, you know, knocked on the head. And Havertz went straight over to push him away. I love that. These are little things. Scoring goals, winning games, that's all great. But you're a real team when your teammates are there, up for the fight with you. And Arsenal certainly seem to be showing a lot more of that. There seems to be a team cohesion on and off the ball, and even in and out of play with those moments. I love that our players are really fighting for one another. So that's really, really good to see. Arsenal win at 5-2, a second half that, yeah, we saw some subs. I thought Zinchenko came on and looked great. Sterling, I wanted more from. Jesus did fine, actually, for me. Waneri, there was one kind of little burst, a nice pass, but obviously we didn't see too much. We only played about 10, 12 minutes. And Arsenal make it another win. Now, I may as well use this moment to talk about what I want from Liverpool Man City tomorrow. And look, for me, it's got to be a draw. Obviously, don't want Liverpool to win. For me, if City win, guys, I just can't rule out a team that have won the last 4 Premier League titles. I think you'd be crazy to rule them out. If they get a few players back fit tomorrow, whatever, they go out against Liverpool and they win, I think that just kicks their season into life. Remember, I think it was the 6th of December, their last defeat of last season, which I think was their second or third of the campaign. It was away at Villa. They were terrible. Totally outshot, totally outplayed. But after that, they just rediscovered something. And they went unbeaten between then and the end of the season. I was talking about our great 2024 run, and City were on an even better one. I fear that as much as we need Liverpool to drop points, I don't think we need City getting any sort of momentum. They still have the league's best striker. They still have, in my opinion, the league's best midfielder went on it in De Bruyne. And, you know, they've got players that can hurt you. They've got Pep Guardiola. So, Arsenal, well done for doing the job. And now we can sit back and relax and watch the weekend. But we'll be watching it hoping Liverpool don't win. Because we want to claw ourselves back into this title race. But all we can really do is keep knocking on the door and getting our wins, just to apply that bit more pressure. If we didn't win today, I promise you, Liverpool feel, even if it's just 1%, maybe 1% less pressure. But by winning today, it's, okay, we want to maintain the 9 we got on them, and they got this head-to-head with City. And that's what we're most focused about. But all we can do is little jabs, you know, we're still there, little knocking on the door, and hope for something. Hope for a break. Hope for something that swings in our direction. Let's see. Arsenal, what a brilliant win. 5-2 at West Ham. 10 goals in a week. I just thought we were sensational. Man match Bukayo Saka, but big up Jorginho for a fantastic performance. And everyone worked hard and did their bit. Odegaard was magnificent again, just running the game. But it was just, you know, I think people tuned into that game, as they probably did the Sporting one too, and came away going, oh, they are a good team. They're a very good team. And maybe our patch from earlier this season, from a month ago, it might have been too much damage to cross us back into a title race. But I don't think there was enough damage to doubt whether people think this is a good side or damage our confidence enough, nor do I think it was a true reflection of who we are. This week feels like more of a true reflection of who we are. Let's hope we can build on it and something goes our way. Many thanks, everyone. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like to be kept updated with all the latest content on the Goonerverse. And we'll see you very soon. Well done, Arsenal.